How's it going, everyone? My name is I Am Monstrum, and I'm going to be doing a real quick kind of like deck tech kind of thing on a deck I took to the Thursday weekly event for the ECL, and I just kind of want to go over it and what kind of changes I'd make for the future, or what changes I've made since that tournament, and then just kind of give a brief overview of the deck in general. So basically, the point of this deck is it's an aggro deck, and you want to be triggering Knight as much as possible because you have cards like Duskblade, so you want to give as many units that you can Berserk. Also, Nightfall perpetually pings your opponent, so it already brings like you can easily deal 5 to 10 points of Nightfall damage alone to your opponent, which can be a huge deal when you're just trying to kill your opponent really quick. Plus, it has some great synergies with cards like Darkstalker, Shadowstalker. It being unblockable, that has definitely won me some games as an unblockable threat. Also, it turns on Rindra. And then also, one thing that I think I never ever thought I would ever play this in a actual like constructed deck is Winter's Grasp. This card in this deck is basically Permafrost, a 2-cost Permafrost, because you have Nightfall turned on almost 80 to 90% of the game, and it's just basically here we're gonna get rid of a blocker. It's super good in this deck. I would say most other places, nah. But since we have so much Nightfall triggers, it's actually quite excellent. Also, the new card addition that we have in this deck is Maul. Maul is fantastic when you're playing against control decks or decks that just kind of only play out like one threat a turn, and you can really punish them because between Nightfall damage and stuff like that, I've dealt anywhere between 6 to 18 damage to someone with Maul. Like, you can definitely just win a game straight up, and I've definitely done that a few times with it. In control matchups where they have face Aegis, you definitely want to save your Vara's favor to be able to deal with the face Aegis, and then you can hit them with Maul. So definitely keep that in mind while you're doing that. Plus, also Vara's favor is great against like picking off Initiate of the Sands and in the mirror match dealing with like Territorial Elf and stuff like that. So, but definitely want to save those if you're playing against a control deck for sure. And also, we've got 2 copies of Annihilate for Sandstorm Titan. That's pretty much all you want to save it for. Also, it deals with the new Vara as well. In the market, Permafrost, obviously. We got a Feln banner in here just because sometimes you just need the power because we're only running 25, and sometimes you just want to hit the 6th power for your Maul, and that can help you do that. Haunting Scream, just kind of an obvious inclusion into any Scream deck. Mirror Image is great for being able to get it like an extra copy of a merchant, or if you need to, an extra copy of a Rindra, or honestly just kind of like whatever you have on board that you want to deal with. Like, it's really nice when you can have a Haunting Screamed unit and then be able to bring it back, and then be able to cast Mirror Image on the flying charge unit. It can be quite powerful. So I definitely like that addition in there. As far as changes that I would make right now, as of right now, I have actually cut down one of the Mauls because more people are kind of playing around it, and honestly, you really don't need 4, 3 in the main and then 1 in the market. You really only need 2 in the main and 1 in the market because most of the time you'll grab it from the market, and then instead add a 3rd Annihilate. Just because Sandstorm Titan is a card, and that can definitely wreck you because only your removal, the Permafrost, and the Winter's Grasp has no way to deal with Sandstorm Titan. So Annihilate is perfect for that. Also, it helps you deal with big units like Amelie, the huge 6/7 time unit, which I don't know why I'm World Bear Behemoth, thank you, or anything kind of like just big unit like that deals with it super easily. Definitely recommend having 3, if only just for Sandstorm Titan. And then you've got Permafrost and Winter's Grasp to deal with the rest. But yeah, this deck is really sweet. It definitely takes a little bit of work to kind of figure out exactly how you want to play out your threats, because it sometimes can be a little clunky because you've got a bunch of 3s, and so sometimes you have to be a little like you have to kind of play out your units in a little odd way. But I definitely recommend this. It's really great. I really enjoy it. I don't know if it's like the best deck ever, but it's super fun. And anytime you can cast Maul and kill an opponent with it, it feels so good. Honestly, just for the feeling of doing mauling your opponent, it's worth it. Also, lastly, I want to give a huge shout out to Team Rankstar, my team. They do fantastic work. As well as also, I want to give a shout out to inkedgaming.com. They're one of our sponsors. Excellent company. And if you use the code TRS12, you can get 12% off your next Ink Gaming purchase. So definitely use that code to get yourself, a little bit discount off of like a cool hoodie or a sweet mouse pad or kind of anything else that they do. They do a lot of different stuff. Definitely check them out. But anyway, if anyone has any questions or likes any follow-up, feel free to leave a comment. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy, and hopefully you get to maul some of your opponents. Till next time.